Hi, I'm Miriam Schwartz, and this is my video book review for Everybody Lies by Seth Stephens-Davidowitz. I'm going to give you an overview of the author's major points before telling you what I thought about the book. Here we go. This book centers on the concept that big data will revolutionize the way we understand the human psyche, allowing us to ask big questions and solve big problems in a way we've never have before. Why do we need big data? Because everybody lies. It's very difficult to really understand people using surveys, polling, and traditional research mechanisms, that we have to look at what people actually do and not just what they say. Moving beyond traditional sources of data to search engine data can help reveal the truth of what people are really thinking by giving researchers at the ready data sets to work with that can demonstrate not just correlation but causality, helping them to learn a lot more in a lot less time. Over the course of this book, Stephens-Davidowitz outlines the powers of big data, which are that it offers up new types of data, allows us to zoom in on small subsets of people, and gives us the ability to do many more causal experiments. The potential of big data is enormous to help our society. Because search engines act like a sort of truth serum, perhaps we can provide comfort and console to individuals who are in need, as well as solutions to major problems that our society faces today. Big data is not without its limitations. The human psyche and human behavior are incredibly complex. That's why it's important to use small data to supplement and complement the findings of big data. There are many ethical questions that arise when looking at big data that need to not only be identified but addressed. I found this book to be both interesting and thought-provoking, and the arguments for how and why big data should be used I thought were compelling. Fundamentally, I agree that people have a predisposition to lie in order to make themselves appear better to others. People even lied in a study I found examining how often they lie. But we're not as prone to lie to Google, and so we can utilize this big data along with traditional sources to gain a more holistic picture of human behavior and what drives it. The information that Stephens-Davidowitz collects by using big data is at times comic, but often dark. I believe that there are real possibilities that these findings can be used to help address challenges in a variety of areas, including healthcare, mental health, abuse, crime, and social injustice. There are some really complex ethical issues that are brought up in this book that I remain uncertain about. For instance, how big data should or could be used in law enforcement. While I don't think we want to live in some sort of Minority Report reality, it also seems somehow undutiful not to pursue individuals whose own Google searches might implicate that they have a high likelihood to do harm to others. If big data could help law enforcement to pursue potential criminals and terrorists, shouldn't we utilize that information? Again, I'm not sure, but this is definitely worth further exploration. The author is careful and skeptical of using social media platforms such as Facebook, which I think is wise. But I don't agree that people are always untruthful on social media platforms, maybe about some aspects of their lives, but not about every aspect. In my experience, people sometimes are overly truthful on Facebook, even to a fault. This was especially apparent during and after the 2016 presidential election. So while I do think that we need to be careful, I do think that social media data sets should be used in big data analysis because I think that they give us really important clues about human behavior and human psyche, especially in today's world. I found this book to be a real page turner, filled with really odd and also very interesting information that I would have never even thought about or considered. Seth Stephens-Davidowitz convinced me that big data is not only the future of behavioral science, but also the start of identifying major societal issues and gaining the valuable insight that we need to maybe fix them. As the author notes, this book is just an introduction to big data. There is so much more to come in the future, and I, for one, am really excited about the insights that have yet to be discovered.